Welcome to the channel, friends. So today's going to be a video covering the T4 Pro Series thermostat from Honeywell. Now, I've already made a part one which covers factory restore, manual temperature set point override, and as well as the advanced setup options, which are all important to know. So if you haven't watched that video already, please go ahead and watch that video before you watch this one, because it's going to make a lot more sense. You'll have a much more better picture of what's going on when it comes to settings and the type of configuration you need for your existing setup on your boiler, furnace, or how be it, heat pump, things like that, and how it relates to your thermostat, and make sure it's all correlating correctly with the proper settings. So this here video is going to be part two, which is going to cover the full programming of this unit to follow a schedule on 7 days and so on. So if you want to actually have a proper functioning thermostat so you can set it and forget it and have each day a different temperature, there's 4 periods in a day with this unit, so you can set it up however you want. Very flexible, very customizable. It just takes some time to set up the actual schedule, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing I want to go over is just the basic layout on the screen and go through the menu, and I'll show you. So up here we have the time. Then it says following schedule. This right here is the temperature set point that you want. This right here is the actual room temperature. 2 different things. So over on the left-hand side here, we have the mode button. So you can cycle through that. Heat, cool, and off. Very simple. You have your menu button. We'll get into that in just a second. Then we have fan. So there's only 2 settings. You have fan auto and fan on. Fan auto is what you want to keep it on. It's basically going to automatically turn on with the heating or cooling cycle, which is what you need. Fan on is basically an override, so you'll keep this fan on continuously regardless of the heating and cooling cycle. So that's good to circulate air throughout your house. So let's put that back on fan auto. Now on the left and right we have a minus and a plus button, so that will adjust your set point, as you can see there. Now, there's a way to manually override this, and if you want to know how to do that, please go watch my other video, because I go into depth. There's 2 different ways. Essentially, when you change your set point, you can have a temporary hold or a permanent hold. But check out part 1 if you want to take care of that and understand that more. I'm going to hit cancel. So continuing on, let's get into the menu. So menu is going to be your center button. You have program. That's how you would actually program the unit. Time, date, and F/C. So that's Fahrenheit or Celsius. So you can go ahead and change that to Fahrenheit. Cycle through using the 2 buttons on either side. Celsius, Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit. We're going to keep it on Fahrenheit. And we're going to go back. So select or home. Let's go back into that. So program, time. So you want to set this up before you start doing any type of programming. Same thing with the date. So set your date and time, which is super important, and take care of your basic settings here on the menu. Go back to home. So there's 2 options when you click on program. You're going to have on and then off. Off basically allows this thing to operate as a manual thermostat, and you won't have the ability to program it. So that there is not what we want. Check out my other video to show you how to operate this thing in a manual format. So we want to go to on. So that's going to allow us to program the unit. Hit select. Now we can actually cycle through the days, because you can see them highlighting there. They're flashing. So now this is doing a 5/2 schedule. There's different ways of setting this up, formatting each day separately. So that's covered in my part 1 video, and that's going to be the advanced setup options here. As you can see, when you're in setting 120, you can change it from 0, 2, 3, or 4. So that's going to change it from non-programmable, a 5-2 schedule, 5-1-1 schedule, which is Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday being individual days. Or then you can go to number 4, which is a 7-day programmable. Each day is individually programmable. So you will have to go through the settings and figure out what you want as a format. And this right here will change according to that. So for the sake of the video, I'm just going to keep it on this 5-2 format. So basically, you're allowed to choose each day. And then this here is most likely going to be Saturday and Sunday going to have the same setting. So if you want every day to be individual, you want to go ahead and select that 4 setting on your advanced options menu. All right, so let's continue on here. You want to hit select, and it's going to bring up 4 different periods of the day. So you're going to have to figure out what time you want to set each period at as you go along through the menu here. So right now, wake is flashing, so you're going to have to set the wake period. Hit select again. You're going to see it cycle through, and it's going to say on. You have the option of turning off the actual heating or cooling cycle if you want. But we don't want that. We're going to actually program it. Hit select one more time. Now you want to set your time. So I'm going to leave 6 o'clock for this. And then hit select again. So this is going to be your set point for the heating cycle because it shows that it's in the heating mode right there. Hit it one more time. Then you would go into cooling mode. This would be your set point for if you had your cooling on. So it's kind of different from other thermostats out there. You have to set your heating and cooling at the same time, which is actually kind of nice because you don't have to go back and do 2 schedules separately. So as you can see there, we're just going to leave it on 72 for the sake of the video. Now it advanced to the next period, which is away. And same thing, you would just go back through that same, repeat that process. Whatever you want the away time and away temperature to be, you would go ahead and do that. And you have the option to turn it off or on, just like the previous cycle. Set that time. I'm just going to leave it for 8 o'clock. Normally, you would want it to be like, I don't know, 12 o'clock, whatever you plan on doing. It's very flexible in that way. So, continue on. Same thing. Set your heat set point. Then set your cooling set point. That's kind of high. You wouldn't want 85 for your cooling set point, but you get the idea. Bring it down to a desired temperature set point. Select. And it just keeps on going through each time period as you see there. Same thing. You would just want to obviously type in the exact time you want and the exact set point. But I'm not going to do that because the video will take too long. But as you see, now we're in sleep. Same thing. We'll just keep on cycling through. Now you're into Saturday. So you would go ahead, cycle through Saturday. Do your Saturday wake. Your Saturday away. Same deal. And then your Saturday sleep. And then now the last one is going to be Sunday, as you see it flashing right there. Same thing. Go ahead and set your times and your set points for both heating and cooling. And there we go. And it looks like we're done. Just need to click a couple more times. And then now it's done. You're pretty much back to square one where we started. So we're going to go back and hit home. It's going to save. And now it's going to be following the schedule. This is a fully programmed thermostat now. And like I said, when you're in the menu, the main menu here, program, you want it to be in the on setting, because like I said, if you go to off, you will not have that function. So it's going to save. Just to show you what it does. Now you don't have it saying following schedule like it did before. So we're going to go back into there, turn this back on. If you wanted to change something, you could. Hit home, it's going to save. And now it says following schedule. So that there is how you program the T4 Pro Series thermostat. If you're interested in knowing any of these other settings and how to set them, and when it comes to manual override of the set points, as well as factory restore those defaults and reset your schedule, please check out my part 1 video, because it goes into depth about those topics in hand. This part 2 was just covering the full programming of it and going through the menu and your initial setup, which is extremely important to the vital operation of this if you wanted to follow a schedule 7 days a week or how have you. So that's going to wrap up the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, please place them right down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please go ahead and do so. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.